It's day 21. How are we starting? I began the day by losing a button off of my cardigan. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. But a good day nonetheless. We're going to do it again today. We're going to go through what I eat in a day. It's my favorite thing to do. This is a protein shake. This is meal one. It's 3 scoops, optimum nutrition, ungodly amount of protein to consume in a single time. But this particular protein powder really doesn't have much of a taste. It doesn't have much of a heaviness to it. My stomach has adjusted to it. Today, it's Sunday. We're eating what we have to eat. We're doing what we have to do. Tomorrow's weigh-in. I don't know what it's going to be like. I would like to see the trend continue to be 2 pounds a week. But it's really, it's not likely to stay at that rate unless I make adjustments, which I won't do anytime soon. At least I don't think I will. I think I'll be down a pound maybe. I've been getting stronger. My lifts have been getting up. I don't know how much that's really going to matter in the grand scheme of things in terms of my weight. And other than that, we're really just cruising. We're cruising along. 3 weeks. Soon it'll be 4. The month will be fun. I wonder what I should do for like a month. If I go, oh, it's the video where this represents 1 month of doing this. Maybe another, take my clothes off and you're like, I expose my horrific form to you. That's an option. See what changes. No lighting, no fun lighting. Yeah, I do have bad news for you. If you look at the average YouTube thumbnail that shows people that have lost, and it says, look at my weight loss, there's a lot of sucking in the stomach, okay? Fortunately for you and I, lighting and sucking in my stomach will not do anything because of just sheerly how fat I am. So that's to my benefit. All right, meal 1 is a protein shake. It's good. And we're going to move on. We're going to cruise through the day. It's a good day, and you're going to have a good day, or else. This might be hard for you to believe, but I actually made something edible today. And my showing you what I ate in a day, this is in focus-ish. God, it's bright, huh? It's 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and 3 pieces of turkey bacon. This will be the best thing I've eaten in a long time, and this will probably taste better than everything I eat for the rest of the day. Now, it's like, I didn't use any butter or any oil or anything like that. I just don't bother. I just let shit get kind of burnt. Because it's like, A, I'm just too lazy to count the little slice of butter. And B, it's like, what do I care really at the end of the day? Every single time I'm eating, I'm really just thinking, I'm thinking exclusively about finishing the meal and getting it out of the way so I can get to the point where it's just kind of done. I think a part of like a very good diet is really not so much that you're consistently enjoying your food, but that you're eating in such a way that you have no particular thoughts about food at all. You're not thinking about how delicious it could be. You're not thinking about how terrible it is. You're on a track. You're eating food. The day is over. It's not a major part of your day. And don't get me wrong, I've many times I've been dieting or losing weight or been far thinner and focusing on maintaining or lowering my weight from that much lower base. And food is all I can think about because I'm so hungry all the time. Right now, I'm not there. So this is just a part of the day. A part of 1,600 calories. That's it for now. I'm going to eat this. I'm not going to mukbang. I've said this before. I'm not going to eat in front of the camera. I think that it's truly detestable to sit in front of a camera and eat. I find it just it's a sign of things I cannot bear to comprehend. There's a darkness in it that terrifies me. We're back. It's final meal time. It turns out today is no longer a video about food. It's about rolling with the punches. So, as I said before, my eggs would be the best thing I ate today. I was wrong. I ended up having to do some things, see my mom, get dinner with her, and so I ate outside of my ordinary caloric total. I didn't plan for it. It's more calories than I would have ordinarily ate. I didn't go crazy, I didn't let it spiral, but this is the type of thing that you always have to be cautious of. Was the food good? Yeah. Yeah. My food, that's my review. But this is an excellent topic. If you've ever dealt with dieting stuff, if you are overweight, I know that the big thing that happens every time you do a diet is something like this. You suddenly break your diet, or you have to. You do something or you eat something you otherwise said you wouldn't, and you go, well, it's March 23rd. It's only a couple more days left in the week. I mean, what, 1 week left? I'll just pick up my diet again on, April 1st. And that is the game that you play, and that's how you lose. That's how you lose the battle, or the war. You lose a battle, and then you lose the war through giving up that way. I mean, for any other person, for an ordinary person, you would just have dinner, and you wouldn't have any second thoughts about it. But when you are hyper fixated on changing yourself, and neurotic about your own failures, and obsessive about what you do and don't eat, then you put a lot of pressure on every single individual meal if you're in that kind of mental state. I've done it 1,000 times. I've eaten rigidly and perfectly for long periods of time and then blown it all up, and it all started from the sudden impact of something as mundane as going out to dinner. It's weird that it happens that way, but all of it is because the amount of pressure you're building up in any given moment and the fallacy of being all or nothing. Tomorrow I have to weigh myself. Neurotically, I could presume that now that I've eaten a big meal tomorrow, I will most certainly not have seen any progress. Do I think that tonight's meal is going to make it so that tomorrow I am 2 pounds heavier than I ordinarily would have been otherwise? Probably not. Am I worried about it? No. Would it matter to me either way? No. I didn't eat 7 days worth of calories. I didn't erase a week worth of calories. I would if I kept going and tomorrow I was like, fuck it, I'm going to eat, and then the day after, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to wait for the end of the month. You can do it. You'll do it every time. If you're not someone that's struggled with this type of thing or weight loss or dieting, it may be hard to comprehend, but this is how people stay fat. This exact process. This simple neurotic loop is exactly how people stay fat. They stick to a diet for 5 or 6 days, 5 or 6 months, 5 or 6 weeks, and then they don't roll with the punches. That is the absolute life lesson. Not as entertaining, not as funny as I could be, but that is the truth. If you don't roll with the punches on these things, then you will lose. You have to be malleable to some extent. So this was today's meal. Well over the 1,600 calories allotted for the day. Probably under my protein goals. But fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I didn't eat so fast and so much that I was in a state of frenzy and finally happy to eat. It was more so a matter of practicality and acceptance. And you may think, well, why didn't you get a little salad and kind of just eat a little salad, nothing else? I didn't want to. I was fine with not forcing myself in one direction or the other. So I just got, chicken and rice and ate it. Rolling with the punches, adapting to these circumstances, but also making sure that you're not in a position where these things happen every day are the key to remaining consistent in a diet over the course of many, many months, if not years. And these moments like these are why people fail dieting. It's when you see someone that's fat and they lose weight and they get fat again, or they're fat and they're always fat and they're always trying to lose weight. This is what's happening. If you ever get curious, person that didn't deal with this personally, that's what they're doing. So 4 weeks of making these videos, eating 1,600 calories most of the time. Things are going very well when it comes to this exact goal I've set for myself. And I'd like to leverage that sense of doing the right thing into the other parts of my life. There is nothing more medicinal and self-preserving than making a bond with yourself and following through on it. You need to do whatever you can to fight against learned helplessness and the sensation that you cannot trust yourself and that you are likely to go back against yourself. I'm not saying that you have to be like this, my word is my bond, and I don't break any code, and I have these convictions. You don't have to be a military sergeant. But you have to standardize your own relationship with yourself. You cannot live in and out of promises that you break and promises that you try to keep and this constant struggle. If you do that, your life will be an endless spiral and you will feel you're getting nowhere and nothing's changing. And then you will inevitably decide that you're helpless. So, all that dramatic stuff, or I just ate some chicken and rice. and I didn't expect to. Free food, right? Not really. Not free. But you got to see mom sometimes. You got to have dinner. Once a week, at least. I just didn't have my own food this time. Day 21. Thank you all.